Alright guys, so I'm back. I'm just going to tell you guys what I cleaned and how I cleaned it, because a lot of people don't know. And be like, what'd you clean? So, I took a little bit of brake cleaner, sprayed on a rag, and just wiped down this whole shaft. Took my blowgun, and since there were some metal shavings on those threads, just kind of blew it out. Got them all clean. Same with the nut over here. The next thing I did was cleaned this, just sprayed it out real nice. You should have to clean this, so clean this. This I didn't clean because it'd have to go in the parts tank at the shop, and the owner doesn't want to wait. He wants this done like tonight, so I have to put this together. And I also told him to get a bottom out bumper. He doesn't want to wait. It's gonna ruin his shock. The shock's gonna fully compress. It's gonna break something. His problem, not mine. He doesn't want to wait. And if you're wondering what the bottom out bumper is, it's this little piece right there. That discolored red looking thing. It's a bottom out bumper. So when the shock fully compresses, it hits against that, and the shaft doesn't go in any farther, and it won't break anything. But whatever. These shims and the bushing and the valve or whatever, just want to spray these off really good with brake cleaner and just let them drip dry or wipe them off. And that's about it. If you're rebuilding the head seal, watch my other shock video on rebuilding the head seal for that shock, because I didn't buy an aftermarket one like this, which usually aren't very good. So, now we're going to put this all together. So, first, the bottom middle cup. Slide it right over, drops into place. Next, you put on your bottom out bumper. We don't have one. So, the next part to install is this. Doesn't go in like that, it goes in like this. That goes on too. Next, time for the head seal. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lube up this head seal with this Maxima shock fluid. So, gotta open the bottle. It's a brand new bottle. Gotta poke the top open with something. And I'm just going to pour a little bit into this lid. As you can see, just a little bit in the lid. And then, these are the parts we're going to lube up. We're going to lube up this seal, this we'll lube up later, and all inside of here. So, I'm going to show you guys. I'm just going to dip my finger in some of this, and get the dust seal, the outside of it, or the inside of it, my bad. Then, I'm going to turn it around, stick my finger in that hole, get that hole full of oil everywhere. And get that inner bushing all oiled up. Now that's good. And this is how it goes on, in case you're wondering. First, check for a sharp edge. This edge isn't sharp. If I can move my hand up and down it and not cut myself, it's not sharp. If they're sharp like these threads or anything, put some electrical tape over it. These aren't bad. So what I'm going to do is be careful sliding over the threads. You want to really center it and don't let the threads drag against anything. Slide that on. Then when you get down to where it's just starting to get on, just gently wiggle and push. And you got to get that dust seal on over that shock shaft. And this can be a little bit challenging. Hopefully this is the right seal, head seal. It was ordered for this bike, but people on the internet are sometimes wrong. I'm just going to check. Yep, seems to be the right seal. Just making sure, And, just gently push that on. And this is why the oil, really helps getting this all on out. Almost cut myself there. This is very sharp. I might have actually cut myself. Well, anyways, you just saw what it did. Just popped on. Now I gotta push it down past the oil seal, and it's on. And you can feel this is nice and tight. You want that. That other guy on YouTube that says, oh, if it's, tight, you probably got something binding up or whatever. That's not right. This is nice and tight on here, and this is on the right way. It's doing its job. That's what you want. So that's on. Next step is to get all of that on. So you're going to take it off, or put it on the same way we took it off, which was with this wire. So I'm going to untwist the wire, and if you remembered, that really thick washer, this guy right here, goes on top. So I'm going to stick this wire in here and just kind of guide everything else down. And it's all going to go on the right way, which is, really good. That's what we want. Nothing gets broken because it's not on the right way. And it makes life, a little bit more than 1,000 times easier. That's all on. Now here's where cleaning everything with brake cleaner really works in our advantage, because we're going to use Loctite. So I'm going to spray that, wipe it clean. Do the same thing inside this little nut here. Just going to spray it all around and clean inside there. And then we're going to put this on and tighten her up. And what you'll notice on the nut is you can see two little tick marks on the one part, and the other part doesn't have any. Those two little tick marks go up on the stock nut. And I'm going to take some Loctite, shake it up real good, and I'm going to put it inside the threads of the nut, not on the shock shaft, because I don't want it dripping all over this. So I'm going to put some inside the threads of this nut. Generous amount is fine. Just get them all nice and soaked. Hopefully you can see that. Nice red Loctite. And we wipe the Loctite tip off and screw this back on. And with those two little notches up, we're going to put it on here. And start threading it on. It may be a little bit of a pain in the ass because I ground that down because it wasn't on anyways. And it's going to make it go on a lot easier now though. But I just got to kind of, make sure it's going to get on there nice and even. Then I'm going to start tightening it down. Because you saw, I don't know how they got this nut on and off there without breaking anything, but you saw how I had to use the air impact to get this off. You shouldn't have to do that. That's bad, So I'm just starting to get this on over. It may give me a little hassle, but I'm okay with it. It is what it is. I may actually have to grind this down a little bit more so I can get this nut on here, but we will find out. It's starting to go on now, so I'm not too worried. I just gotta make sure once I get past that part that we ground down that it catches the actual threads. It's gonna be hard right now, but once we get onto those threads it'll be fine. Yeah, we're good. It's still a little bit tight because I didn't grind the peening down all the way down, like I said, so it's going to be a little tight, but once we get towards the bottom, it's going to get, smoother. Like, look at this. Nice and smooth. That's what you want to see. That's good. Wipe off all the extra Loctite in the top, and then we're going to torque this down now, because it's nice and on there. Real smooth. That's what I like to see. So, torque this down. I want to say about 20 foot-pounds. Basically the point where you think you're about to strip a spark plug, around there. And spray out the extra Loctite, clean it up nice, and we're in good shape. And that is how you assemble your shock shaft to get ready for reinstallation. Little rule of thumb here: nothing on here should spin. Nothing. if you could spin something besides this little ring here, but if you see this whole valve move, your nut's too loose. You want it to be nice and tight, and it is. So I'm happy. So that concludes, how to put this together, and I'm gonna go make a video of getting the shock put back together, the bladder, and getting it all in here and everything, and I'll meet you guys back. So see you later.